Alright, the day I'm making this video is actually April Fool's Day, so you know, I was going to maybe play a prank on y'all, but actually I'm going to just teach you how to draw a few tricksters. And the first one we're going to start with is the Joker. So we're going to draw, I don't draw the Joker a lot, and you're going to see why. That's because he's got a lot of colors, he's kind of complicated, but we're going to start that same way. You notice I didn't go straight across for his mouth. The reason I didn't go straight across from his mouth is his smile is a little more wicked than that. So I feel like going kind of a little bit down makes it look a little more wicked. He's very happy though. All right. I loved the new Joker movie. I thought it was very excellent. But my favorite Joker outfit is this kind of classic suit in purple. So that is what I'm going to draw. So you notice, this is all, if you've been following some of my other videos, this should be no problem. Piece of cake, line up the lines below the face, where the face connects to the shoulders. And then this is just some nice straight lines. We are going to put his hand out to the side, this one. And you notice I'm kind of drawing a C shape. That's because he's going to be holding a cane. And since we already have his legs in, we can go ahead and draw it in there. Easy, just a ball and a stick. Now let's talk about his outfit. He has basically a tuxedo on that's purple. So we're going to come out like that. Then this part goes like that. It's a vest. And then he has a bow tie as well. He has a flower right here. And then he has his classic suit pants. His hair is really important to do the hairline right, because he has this kind of widow's peak style right there where it's coming to a point, and then it's kind of crazy, a little bit crazy. So swooped back like that. All right, now you could draw, you know, where we can see a little bit of the coattails coming around behind. That. To like, if you want to make it more advanced, you can leave it just like this, but if you want to make it more advanced, which I think I'm going to like to do, you can make the pants pinstriped. You're just coming down with a few straight lines that are really close together. I like that. All right, now the whole suit itself is purple. Like I said, this is my favorite suit. Oh, you know, as long as you get the green hair and how I'm going to show you to do the lips here in a second, you would pretty much be able to tell it was Joker. But all right, his shoes are black, and we're going to make that part of the cane black. Now for yellow, ball of his cane and his vest. He has a blue bow and a pink flower. So I see I'm using a lot of colors. This is why I don't draw him very much. The hair, of course, is green. Now we don't want to color his face because he's very pale. So I don't color his face or his hands. See, he has white gloves on. Now for this, I'm tracing the outline of his mouth in the red. And that gives us our smiling Joker prankster for April Fool's Day. All right, well, again, I love the new Joker, and I love the new Harley Quinn. I'm actually going to show you how to do the old animated Harley Quinn, just because I think her design is really cute for drawing. And she has on more appropriate clothes. So we draw her smile, but we don't draw her ears because her headpiece covers that. And she has a mask on, which I have not shown y'all how to do yet. So you notice I kind of just do some zigzaggy lines like that. And I'm drawing the eyes inside of it. It's gonna be fine. There we go. Now this pretty much just comes straight across, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. She does have a curvy figure. Feet come down, and the end of her outfit, the boots curl up like Harley Quinn. All right. That is separated, that is separated. Sorry, I had to concentrate for a second to think about how it was. So this is white, then these will alternate, and this part is red, and she has these little diamonds on the red parts. So we have and we can only see part of the diamonds there, and she has the same thing going on up here on just the parts that are red. How I draw her hat is I kind of just start right in the middle, and I do one lump all the way around, and then I connect it and then add the bow. It's actually a pretty simple amount of lines, and then you can come back in and make that line there, and then it really gives it that 3 dimensions. Same thing, curve around, connect it, and then now add that. All right, now she colors up really super cute. So the side that you put the triangles or the diamonds that you can only see part of is the side that you color red. And then it swaps again. Then her mask is black. This side is black. That side. Really, the key to Harley Quinn is just, remembering which side you're supposed to be on and getting that right, coloring wise. All right, so that's one version of Harley Quinn. All right, and I've been saving this one, guys, because kind of the best for last, in my opinion. The ultimate trickster, of course, is Loki. So we're going to learn how to draw Loki. You have to start with his helmet, because if you don't do that correctly, you might as well not do the rest of the drawing. So you have to leave space up at the top of, if you're going to draw on something small like this, make sure that you leave enough space for his helmet. And I just go ahead and start by drawing one of the horns. So I just draw one of the horns. They're kind of like hooks. And then if you think about them making a heart, you can easily draw the other horn as well. So they're kind of coming in to make a heart. Here's where we start to get a little bit of where we can feel like we are in familiar territory. We're imagining where that face line is going to be. All right, that's his helmet. This is pretty tricky, not easy, but I've drawn him enough times now that it's starting to get a little bit easier. We're going to give him some very sneaky eyes. He's ready to pull a prank on somebody in your house. A sneaky smile. And then now we can draw the rest of his chin. Now from here we can't see his shoulders directly because he has these very important shoulder protectors. This is what's going to help us know where to start drawing the cape. We don't have to draw the cape yet though. All right, we are going to draw his arms sort of like you would draw crossed arms, but we're actually coming to a middle point here, and I just draw these kind of wrinkly lines, and that makes it look like he's kind of tapping his fingers together like wah. All right, so that's what we kind of have that look like. All right, and we draw these lines here. This is where the edge of his coat is going to be. And for his coat, in order to show some more detail, so it's not just hanging down very boringly, I kind of curve it at the very ends. You're able to show about 2 of the flappy thingies on his jacket. And there are these gold bands that are on each one of them. But we only see really 2 of them. And doing it this way, you really don't see much of his, the detail on the chest part. It's kind of these crisscrossy lines. And then there's a part that hangs down that has a little band of gold on it, so we draw that. You can also go in at this point and draw his wrist guards. The key here is that they are unique in that the kind of the strap is angled away from his hand. So if you just think about it being angled away from his hand, that'll be helpful in remembering how that goes. And then he has these green flaps right here on either side. So again, he's one that's a little bit more difficult to draw because of all the details that are really important. Now we come down here, kind of imagining where the line of his body has gone to fill in the rest of his legs. His boots don't go straight across. They dip down and they kind of go like that. So just extra details. They're really going to get colored all black. Then last we kind of make some small dashes off of these. So I just started there and went down, and then you do that again. This is where the kind of big cape is coming all the way down. You could draw him without the cape. He doesn't always have it. But I feel like it adds a lot of color because it gives a lot of that green, and otherwise the only green that you have is these little angles right there. So let's, you can add some of his hair back in here, it doesn't matter. All right, now that we're done, let's go ahead and give Loki some color. Let's start with the places that are going to be gold. This really helps us kind of identify. I like to do the black last, just so that I don't accidentally color something black that I didn't want to. These shoulder pieces. What's really important is if you play any practical jokes today, that you go ahead and draw one of these and just leave it right beside your practical joke. It's not my fault. Loki did it. So you can identify all these little spots that need gold. All right. Now let's get his peach-colored face here. There we go. Forgot about that. And hands. Those are exposed. All right, let's get the green. Same green I used to do Joker's hair. Nice bright green. And of course, you could do maybe the easier Loki from the comic books, but I really like this Loki. This is the Loki as he appeared in the Avengers, in his full outfit there, with his full helmet. In Thor Ragnarok, he looked similar, but his helmet was not full helmet. All right. See, so without that cape, we really wouldn't have a lot of green. All right, and then last but not least, we add in all of his black, little bits of black hair there. There we go. This is another good example of where having the black Sharpie versus the black marker really comes in handy. And you notice I definitely avoid touching the other colors if I can. Sorry for the rumbling in the video. The laundry machine is right behind me. There we go. So, I hope that your day is very, very sneaky and has lots of pranks, but none that are too mean, right? You want to always do a prank that starts out with the bad news but ends with the good news, like, hey, I lost all of my socks. Oh wait, I didn't lose my socks, rather than hey, we just won a trip to Paris. Oh wait, we didn't win a trip to Paris. So try your pranks. Start with bad, end up good. That's the best kind. All right, have a good one.